Benevolence, dear mortals. I'll be your curator for this evening. You can call me Whimsical William. Welcome to my channel. Alright, so in this video, I want to talk about the differences between a pop-up parade and a pop-up parade L. The L standing for large. We have here Ryuko Matoi from the anime Kill la Kill. This is her pop-up parade, large variant, very heavy figure, very well sculpted and decently painted. This figure is almost double the height of our pop-up parade standard size Ryuko Matoi. I'll talk about the differences, my likes and dislikes, and the similarities. Both of these are created by Good Smile Company. This is their scale, but also figure kind of style. It's like right in the middle. Not quite a scale figure because obviously it isn't to scale, but not quite fully a prize figure either because the quality is just a little bit higher. And the price range is right in the middle too. You can get one of these pop-up L's for anywhere from $80 to like $120. And you can get a pop-up parade standard for like $20 to $40. Give or take a few for both of these, but those are the average prices. One of my favorite animes is Kill la Kill, so I'm happy to have any more figures, whether it be prize, scales, resins, whatever they make, I'm trying to buy. So let's get into a nice detailed look and a comparison between the two. Starting from the bottom, we have the generic base that pop-up parade figures usually come with. We have Ryuko Matoi's shoes, which are pretty decent, to be honest. They're pretty nicely detailed. The skin tone and the skin paint is pretty good, very consistent. No shading, but still smooth. The skirt is nicely pleated. Again, no shading, but still a very nice sculpt and shape. We have Ryuko's scissor blade, which is nice shiny, but again, no shading. A little rough in some areas too. We have Ryuko's glove, which is sculpted really good, painted really good, but again, no shading. Not a lot of detail to Ryuko's fist. Her clothing has a lot of nice details. There's a ripping effect. There's a lot of ruffles. You have the little space between her back and the suspender, which creates a little bit of realism. Got the ripped up sailor uniform. Looks like she's moving in the wind. Her hair has nice movement. There's a little bit of paint discrepancy on the red part. There's a little bit of shading at the top of the bangs, a little bit of lighter blue in there. The movement of the hair is really nice. Each hair strand is actually really nice. So this is a pop-up parade, as I said before. These run around $30, $40. I think you're getting a really good prize kind of figure for the money. Really nice detail, really good job on the eyes. You can see the little paint issues at the top of the red strand of hair. But overall, this is a good figure, well worth $30. A little on the small side. I'll measure both of these figures towards the end, but yeah, this is the pop-up parade. And now we have the pop-up parade L, or the pop-up large. We still have this silly base, but it's elongated and it looks a little bit more natural. The shoes are more detailed. Now you have the straps coming off of the shoes and not just being molded into the shoes. Same deal with the paint for the skin tone. It's a very nice color, but there's no shading. There's no shading with the shoes either, but the shadows created by the shoes is nice. The base is very basic and boring, but it doesn't really make the figure look any worse. It actually makes the figure stand out more. The skirt is pleated very well, just like the pop-up parade version. There's a little imperfection down there at the bottom, and there is no shading whatsoever. The jacket is really nicely painted, but again, no shading. Very nice sculpt. You don't really expect too much shading with these pop-up parade figures, but what I do appreciate is Ryuko's shiny glove. Really nice paint. Better on this one than on the pop-up parade. And then you see Senketsu underneath. Very nice sculpting. Ryuko's smirk. What I hate about this figure is that ugly seam at the top. It's just so pronounced. The hair looks really good though. The paint's really nice. I honestly think that the pop-up parade has a little bit better quality hair, and they were able to hide their seam line a lot better. I'm not a fan of seam lines, but at this price point for this size, I guess you get what you get. But the red paint on the hair is a lot better this time. The eyes are just gorgeous, really nicely painted. The smirk just really captures Ryuko's personality. Overall, this is a really nice figure, and it's pretty tall. Let's compare both of them. What a size difference, almost double the size. Having both of them really makes your collection look interesting. You could put the smaller figures in the front and the bigger figures in the back, and it just really gives your collection range. You don't have to use risers when you have different size figures like this either, because when all your figures are the same size, it looks very cluttered. Well, let's do a height comparison. I'm gonna grab my measuring tape. Alright, so the pop-up parade L is about 10.5 inches tall, and the regular pop-up is about 7 inches tall. So quite a big difference. Not double the size, but because these aren't scale figures, so the sizing could be a little wonky, but pretty close to their scale counterparts. Let's have another good look at them because they look awesome. The pop-up parade L for Ryuko Matoi, and just pop-up parade L's in general, run for about $80 to $100 depending on which ones. A very popular pop-up parade L would be Guts from Berserk. That one's a beautifully sculpted and nicely painted one. And usually Berserk figures or statues are just ridiculously expensive, so being able to have that in your collection at an affordable price is, I think, a no-brainer. This is my second pop-up L. The first one that I got is Alucard from Hellsing. The shading on that is incredible, but you can hardly see his face, and that sucks because he looks really cool. And his base is egregiously large. Just rambunctious. Too much. Alright, well, that's the pop-up, and that is a pop-up L. Let me give you my thoughts on both of them. Alright, that is the comparison between a pop-up parade and a pop-up parade L. Mostly a size difference. Given with the bigger size figure, you do get a little bit more detail and you get some imperfections cleaned up, and then sometimes you get new imperfections. On the case of these figures, the pleated skirt had a few imperfections on the bottom of the L, but the imperfections with the regular pop-up parade happened with a little bit of paint transfer from the red hair to the dark blue hair. But overall, these are pretty clean figures. Pop-up parades are interesting because they run between the quality of a scale figure, like a 1/8 scale, and maybe a 1/6 for the pop-up L line, to, a decent prize figure. Like Bandai makes pretty good prize figures. They do Sailor Moon, they do JoJo figures, and a few other popular and not so popular lines like Bandai and other companies like Sega. They do a few not so popular characters too, which is really fun. the quality is like right in the middle. Like it's obviously not a scale figure. It's not scaled to the size of a character, and it doesn't have that quality or the use of better materials. Like I mean PVC is a common material, but they don't really use like ABS. Sometimes these scale figures use ABS, which is a little more brittle, but nowhere near as brittle as say a resin figure. But it is more liable to break, but you could do a lot more with it apparently. I'm not a sculptor. These are just things that I've heard from other enthusiasts that collect figures. But I will say that I really love the size difference between the pop-up parades and the pop-up Ls. And there's also a pop-up XL. I don't have any of those because the characters are pretty limited to what they have, and they don't have any characters that I truly love yet. They have characters that I like they got Ava characters, and I forgot the other XL one, but I don't love these characters. I just like them, so I can't justify the price tag. Speaking of price tag, these figures go for really good prices, and they're pretty competitive. So if you're in the market for nicely detailed figures that are nice varying sizes and very popular characters, or niche characters, Pop-Up Parade makes so many different characters. And by the way, Pop-Up Parade was designed by Good Smile Company, so there's going to be a level of consistency and quality every time. Might not be the best, but it's probably never going to be the worst. So that's my little comparison of Pop-Up Parade and Pop-Up Parade L. I really like these figures. I'm happy to have them in my collection. If you have any characters that you really like, let me know in the comments down below. They probably have a pop-up of them. Until next time, friends, peace.